Alright, good morning. Back to Alright, what's next? So, if you watched one of my previous videos, I got a Sawstop 10-inch contractor grade saw. I didn't get it. My dad bought it, brought it up here. Brought it up here because all he has is a 2-car garage that for some reason he still thinks he needs to park his cars in the garage. So if he ever wants to be able to back his pickup in next to his Mustang, he can't have the saw in there. It's just too freaking big. So we talked about it. He decided he'd bring it up here. For one thing, my shop is heated and air conditioned, or air conditioned. If you say and, it sounds like you're heating and air conditioning at the same time, which would be stupid. But anyways, his garage is not climate controlled, so during the summer it's freaking hot as balls out there, and during the winter in Nebraska, it can get 20, 25 below zero out there. So there's a limited amount of time to be able to use it in his garage. Brought it up here, we did the whole video on friggin' assembling it. It was just a time-lapse video, nothing, no review, whatever. But now it's sitting in the middle of my shop floor over there. I'm used to using a job site saw. They're not very big. You can pick it up, carry the goddamn thing around, set it wherever you need it. I got a little mobile table for it so I can take it outside and use my job site saws out on the actual job site. Crazy how they name shit that way. This one is nowhere near what a cabinet grade table saw is, but it's still big. It's heavy as hell. You can't easily move it. And it's just sitting in the middle of my floor over there, taking up all of my workspace. Because on a regular basis, I like that great big open area over there to do a big project that won't fit up here on my bench. So I want a way to be able to move that around. Sorry, throat's getting parched. I went to Sawstop. I didn't go to Sawstop, I went to their website. But anyways, they have several different mobile-based ideas, solutions, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for that particular saw. One of them is for in the shop mobility. Really nice, really fucking expensive, like $600 friggin' expensive. And I don't want to spend $600 to roll it 10 feet that way a couple times a year. And the other option is they have it's almost like a wheelbarrow. It's got 2 big handles and some big pneumatic freaking wheels that go on there, so you can actually roll it around outside on a job site or whatever if you choose to take this huge saw anywhere. Not an option. Didn't want that either. So I started looking around, and I went to Menards. It's a local big box hardware store like Lowe's, Home Depot, any other friggin' ones all around the country. If you don't have them, that's all it is. It's a big box hardware store. They had Bora Universal Mobile Base. This was $45. So I measured the base on the table saw. Check this. This will go up to 32 by 32 inch. Now the table saw has a base roughly 26 by 28. Perfect. That'll fit in there. This has a 400-pound rated capacity. That saw weighs in, I don't know how much because I didn't read the box and see how much it weighs, but I imagine it weighs in somewhere in the range of 300 pounds. Maybe not quite that much, but it's probably pushing 300 pounds. It's a heavy bastard. It's not something you can easily move around. I know when we tried to pull the crate out of the back of my dad's pickup, damn near freaking blew a ball trying to get it out of there. But it's less than 400, so it should work fine with this. And even though this is inexpensive, it's rated to carry it, and I don't have to move it very often. This will rarely actually get used. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and assemble this thing and see if we can get underneath that saw. Now, I wish I would have bought this before we started assembling the saw so we could have assembled the base onto this, because out here by myself I'm not 100% certain how I'm going to get that big heavy ass saw up onto this base, but I imagine I'll figure it out. Like I said, I wish I would have bought it first, but you know what they say, the old saying, wish in one hand, shit in the other, see which one smells worse. Alright, so I'm going to shut the sound off, turn on some freaking music. Let's put this thing together, and then we'll talk about it at the end on what my thoughts are on this. All right? So let's get this out of the box and put it together. Alright, so it's fully assembled. As you can see, it allows it to be moved. These casters suck. Once they got the weight on it, they didn't want to freaking rotate, so it's just shit bearings. Maybe the saw is just slightly more than what this thing should actually handle, but it's fine. Like I said, I don't have to move this very often. It will be very rarely moved. But with this base on there, now I can actually just move it without having to try and pick it up by the rails up here, because the rails are not meant to support a load. If you try and pick the saw up using the extension table, you're just going to bend it and ruin the fucking saw. I think these cams are weak as shit. There's no material holding that bolt in. It's not even a frickin' all the way drill hole. There's nothing on the top. So it's just a little frickin' lip that's holding that cam in place. That's going to be the frickin' first point to fail. So I would imagine whenever you want to rock these cams over, it's probably a good idea to get down here on the ground and lift the saw up as much as you can to take the weight off, rather than trying to cam it over with this, because you're just going to snap these frickin' aluminum cams off. That's a stupid fuck design. But this does what I need it to do, and it didn't cost me $600 like what you would pay from Sawstop to get their mobile base attachments, or $400 for a higher end friggin' mobile base. This was $45. So how much can you complain about it for 45 bucks? Right? So, yeah, it's cheap. It's cheaply constructed. Not happy with these cams. I'm not happy with these casters. But I was able to move it fairly simply out of my way. And that's all I needed. So, I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If not, oh fucking well. See you next time. Bye.